about to go into our next segment, and that is
I love Africa Global Radio.
definitely good news across Africa. Stay with us.
Good news.
Good news.
Good news.
Good news.
Well, the first story we're starting with on good news is from Cape Town, and they have actually launched a local initiative to upskill and uplift women when it comes to work and giving them skills that could give them jobs.
Uh huh. Tell us more about this.
So it's a local initiative, and basically it's a program that happens to be part of the EPWP. The EPWP is the Expanded Public Works Program.
Okay.
It's something the government's actually undertaking, and the Cape Town initiative is from the Women for Change. Now they have 47 participants, and they're going to receive accredited training when it comes to meeting procedures and minute taking. Now this will run until the 12th of April, and it will cover several wards, different aspects of skills gaining and all that, just to help the women get decent jobs that give them money and can also help them be independent in a way. So we have women coming from Wallasedane, North Pine, Scottsville, Belmont Park, Aikendal, and North Pine. They are attending this year's training. Now, we had one of the members, he's part of the city's mayoral committee for urban management, and he praised the women for their commitment towards the communities by taking part in this initiative.
Okay.
Now, the EPWP is actually targeting women that are living in the city's rental with empowerment initiatives. So once you complete the course or the program, you can include that on your training, on your CV, that, okay, you went through this, you went through that, and that can help you apply for other positions across the city.
Okay.
Now, overall, the program is hoping to inspire women in taking more active roles in their local communities. So a quick one on the EPWP. Now, this is a government initiative. It's the Expanded Public Works Program, like I mentioned, and it started like in 2003, where they had the GDS, which is the Growth and Development Summit. Now, at the summit, they came up with four things. They looked at good jobs, better jobs, and decent work for all. This was actually part of the things they mentioned. And one thing they're looking towards is being able to provide poverty and income relief through temporary work for the unemployed so they can carry out socially useful activities.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily have someone who is just there and say, I have nothing to do, I'm not doing anything. No. It may not be permanent, it may be temporal, but you're employed to do something that is useful, something that is in a way giving you money and then alleviating poverty.
Okay.
And it's a decent job as well. So it's contributing to the government's policy priorities in terms of decent work and sustainable livelihoods, education, health, and rural development. Now, they also have food security and land reform, and then they're fighting against crime and corruption. So they believe this, in a way, will solve some of these key problems. I think this is a good thing for the government to actually set this up, and actually the cabinet has been mandated to create work opportunities so that it
Okay.
can set targets across the four sectors: infrastructure, non-state, environment and culture, and social sectors.
Right. So it's a government initiative.
It's a government initiative,
Right.
but then that's the EP, Expanded Public Works Program, the EPWP. But then the Women for Change, this one is basically, it's part of the EPWP, but it's just solely focusing on women
Okay.
to give them skills to help them inspire and then take active roles in their community.
And this is happening in Cape Town,
Yes.
South Africa. Brilliant. Okay.
Now, the next one we're going to is in Kenya, and we're looking at a very interesting woman who is doing wonderful things. I think we've done a similar story in Tanzania, but this is also by a woman in Kenya, and we call it the Ecopost.
Ecopost. Okay.
So the founder of Ecopost is Lorna Ruto, and she is actually from Kenya. She's an ecopreneur, more like an inspirational one. She's changing the whole recycling of waste in Kenya. So she came up with Ecopost, and Ecopost does quite a number of things.
Right.
So over 70 million tons of waste is generated annually, and it's actually going to be doubled by the year 2025. This is actually something coming from the World Bank.
Okay.
Now, 11.3 million hectares of forest happen to be destroyed in the last 50 years due to human activities. Most of those trees that are cut down, we use them for timber, we use them for furniture, and so we keep having to go back and cutting down trees. Now, we have 10 million youth that are graduating annually from different schools in Africa, and some of them will end up jobless because there's not much to do. Now they all come and meet the same system and they'll find it. So now Ecopost is creating sustainable livelihoods.
Mm-hmm.
They're using 100% recycled plastics to make aesthetics, durable, and environmentally friendly plastic lumber. So the lumber is not just for building, but you can use for fencing, you can use for landscaping, and they are being environmentally conscious. I
Okay.
mean, Lorna is very key about it. It's not just about timber or plastic lumber. Let's just find a way to use for different things. For flower pots, for fencing, you can also do a picket fence. Now you can
Yeah.
have sliding for like a wall. You have signage, you have different things, benches, and then when you actually go to certain farms, a certain type of plants that actually need some form of support. So you put them in place of trees or in place of the timber, you put the plastic, the lumber there, and then it gives the plants the support. I think this is a good thing. Now the key thing with EcoPost plastic lumber is the fact that it does not rot.
Okay.
So like wood that you could have termites go in there and
Mm-hmm.
eat away at it, and then you think it's solid, you just kick it and then it goes down.
Yeah.
This one does not rot. It does not decay. So it cannot be eaten by termites. So it means it's gonna last longer for you.
Okay.
Now you can cut it, you can drill it, you can nail it so easy, just like you're using timber with any woodworking tool. Now it's not going to be stolen to be used as firewood because I mean, the interesting thing is people go and buy
Mm.
timber or use certain woods for their furniture and stuff, especially if it's outdoor.
Okay.
And in Kenya, you have people come and they go and steal it and use it for firewood.
Right.
And then they cook, and you come and then your chair has been broken down into different parts, and someone is literally cooking with parts of your chair, and you're like,
Like, what is happening here? Right.
well, it also offers you long-term cost effectiveness due to
Okay.
the reduced maintenance and replacement. And now it has an aesthetic look. I mean, we know aesthetics actually appeal to the eye.
Oh yeah.
Something has to be good
Yeah.
looking for you to
Mhm.
actually want it.
Exactly.
And so it comes with a regular shape. It's smooth and it's like, timber-like finish. If someone doesn't tell you from afar that that is not timber, you wouldn't know that it's not timber.
Right.
And it can be used in a variety of applications from fencing to plow pods. Now, it doesn't entertain growth of mold. It outlasts timber in application and does not splinter. It doesn't break apart. There are certain timber, you actually put some nails in it before you realize, wow.
Yep. I've seen a couple. All right.
So you can actually find them www.ecopost.co.ke. I think it's a good thing that they're doing. I'm happy because they have so far been able to take over 1 million kilograms of waste
Okay.
from the Kenyan environment.
Yeah.
And they are working hand in hand with certain people, which I feel like is creating jobs. Now, they work with garbage collection companies. They also work for furniture manufacturers, timber yards, sawmills, and they have youth and women groups that are involved in collecting plastic waste recyclables. So you bring the plastic waste, we give you something. Now that's money, that's income for you.
Yeah.
You're working.
Yeah.
They also work with county officials that are dealing with waste management
Uh-huh.
and private individuals that are able to source more than 1 ton of plastic waste every
Right.
week. So this is like, go get something, bring it, let us turn it into something.
Exactly.
And it's key for me. I'm happy because they're educating these furniture manufacturers that, look, ditch using the wood. Stop destroying the forest. Stop killing the plants. Stop killing the trees.
Right.
We have a better way, and it's actually generated from waste. So the waste has become something we're reusing again, and that is much better than going to the forest.
Great. I just don't know if it's my own personal conviction, but I think the governments, the majority stakeholders in our societies don't really invest, much into those who are into recycling, waste products and what have you, into plastic, recycling. I feel there has not been much interest in that sector, from government. I don't know if it's just me.
Well, I think the government needs the right partnership because last time I was talking to somebody and I was telling the person that if government actually invest in recycling machines,
Yeah.
recycling industry, there's going to be a lot that's going to be made. Nothing's going to go out because you have
and
companies that are
yes,
dumping their
you
waste
know?
on certain shores. And if a company is going to dump its waste on your shores and you can actually recycle that waste into
Uh-huh.
something
Yeah,
productive,
yeah.
now what happens is that you can actually charge them because now you're going to benefit from it.
Right.
If they're going to dump their waste on your shores, they have to pay for
They
it.
have
As
to.
much as you're going to benefit from it, they have to pay for it because
I
they
mean,
expect your country to be just going off like that. And if governments actually invest in this,
uh-huh.
all the plastic bags, all the plastic bottles we use every
Would
day
be
in, day out,
recycled
we
and be
recycle and
channeled
people
to a
do it.
different
And
thing.
there are people out there who just want
And
something
you
to
know,
do.
it's a two-way solution. You solve environmental problems. You provide employment as well for
Yeah.
the unemployed. Well, we would keep talking about it. The show was Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio.